Hello, my good people. This is your boy Kaka Junito USA, and karibu sana. Welcome to this channel. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. And if you're a return subscriber, welcome back to this beautiful and awesome channel. So in this channel, we talk about very many things. We talk about green card. We talk about life, real life issues. We talk life in USA. We talk about the tours. We talk about the road trips. We're talking about music. We'll be talking about talent. We'll be talking about social life. We'll be talking about work. We'll be talking about every kind of matter that surrounds us. So feel free to ask any question. Feel free to bring up topics that you may want us to discuss, or you may want them to be covered in this channel. Then I'll be happy to see these comments. I'll be taking you through the topic culture shock, and there are some few subtopics that I'll be discussing. I'm going to talk about food, restaurants, and beverages here in USA. So I came to realize that these people, they love coffee, and their coffee is different from ours. Even the method of preparation is different from ours. And I must say their coffee is so concentrated, or else somebody else might say their coffee is bitter. But the good thing about their coffee is that they ask you if you used to, maybe for example, you love your coffee with a cream that is with milk and with sugar. There is sugar, there is other things that called sweeteners, to make it at least bitter, at least better. Like for me, I prefer it with cream and sweetener and sugar. So that's it. And also some things like sodas and juices. Back at home, the way the sodas, the Coca-Cola, Fantas, and everything they used to taste here is different. Like I must say here, I prefer the Coca-Colas and the sodas at home. They used to taste better. Here, when I taste the Coca-Cola and the sodas, I feel like there's something that misses in them. So I don't know, but I prefer the one that I used to drink at home. Yeah. Also, they love sugary things. They love everything with sugar. They love everything sweet. Like I tasted these popcorns. They were well cooked, well prepared, well packed. But when I tasted these popcorns, let me tell you, I was like in shock. The popcorns have been made and they have some sugar in it. There's an addition of sugar in the popcorns. Like I was like, whoa, you eat the popcorns, it's like sweet. First of all, you have finish the layer of the sweetness, And I was saying, like, this is so sugary. Like they love everything sugary. The cakes here also, they are so sugary. So if you're this kind of people like me, I don't love sugary things that much. I love it moderate. So if you don't like it with a lot of sugar, you'll have a problem. So you just have to choose things that are, they are less sugary. Yeah, so that's how there is. And also something else I came to realize, when you need organic foods, things from the farm, like the eggs, the milk, the meat, that one again is a bit costly. It's a bit costly because I remember we went to buy some organic goat meat. So here in US, the people that I found here, they tell me, when you buy anything here, don't convert that money into Kenyan money, because if you convert, one thing you may go mad, the next thing you may go crazy, because when you convert, you're like, hey, this is a lot of money, you cannot even do anything. So, but for the sake of for the purposes of showing you that it's expensive, let's convert today. So we bought this meat, it was $32, and I was like, okay, and it's about 1.3 kgs or 2.5 lbs. So the lbs with that means it's 2.5 pounds. So 1.3 kg of meat is costing $32. $32, if you convert to the current rate of dollar, it will show you that it's around 4,000. So I was like, you mean like we buy 1.3 kg of meat for $4,000? I was like, hey, it is expensive. That is organic meat, So organic things, even eggs, the organic ones, they're expensive. So, but life is good and you have to continue living. You have to enjoy life. So no matter what comes in, inflation is everywhere, by the way. Inflation is everywhere. Even here, there's inflation. So we just keep moving, depending, and no matter how tough it gets going, tough it get going too, Yeah. So I'll talk about also something else. When we were in Corpus Christi, we went to a Chinese restaurant. And in my lifetime, I never knew I'll ever love their food until I went to one of their restaurants, and I know people are saying, yeah, But when I went to this Chinese restaurant, I loved it. Like the thing that I was asked what I want to eat, and I was like, what will I eat? So it happened that I chose to eat Chinese rice, and they asked me if I'll take with shrimp, and I said, no, I don't want it. Let me just take the Chinese rice without the shrimp. Let me take the options of beef and beef and chicken and everything else. So it was brought to me and I ate that rice. I'm telling you, the Chinese rice is super sweet. Like, I don't know, I've never eaten such rice again, but their rice is sweet. Their rice is so delicious. So as for me, I can say if you have never tasted that, you can go. Even if you don't know what Chinese maybe Chinese dishes, go and ask for their rice. It's sweet. It's sweet. I also had a chance to taste the shrimp, and I must say it is sweet. It's good. I loved it, and I can say you can go try it. If you like it, it's a seafood. So if you like it, you'll have it. It's good. Yeah, we ate some West African food or African food. It was so sweet. Like I ate the Nigerian rice, and it was so superb. I loved it. I also had a opportunity to eat acheke and fish. Acheke is a mashed cassava with some additives, and it's cooked like ugali. The way it is prepared, and with fish, it slaps. I came across some things like baby spinach and some cabbage, baby cabbage, and something that we call white melon. I'm used to the red melon back at home, so let me show you how it looks like. Like these ones, these are the baby spinach. You can see them. Yeah, these are the baby spinach. See how they look like? Yeah, this is the spinach we eat here. And this is the baby cabbage. You can see. Yeah, this is it. So this is the baby cabbage. Yeah, and here we have the white melon. That's how it looks like. That's a white melon. So guys, if something else that I want to talk about is when you commit a traffic offense here, it is different with back at home. Back at home, mostly probably you'll be taken to, they tell you pull over, they take you with your car to the police station. Sometimes, others take bribe, and that case is gone. But here it's different. Here you don't bribe the police officers. You don't dare attempt that because you can be charged for that. So how it happens here when you commit a traffic offense, what happens is that given a ticket. So they give you a ticket for the mistakes that you have done. So you pay a fine. It's something that is connected to your DL and your car, your insurance and everything. So it's something that is done online. And again, something else I saw when you enter into the tollways, like zile ambayo tuko nayo in Kenya. In Kenya we have the expressway. Here we have the toll roads. You enter to the toll roads. You don't pay like physically. You don't pay physically, but your number plate is it is they have cameras and everything, so they see your number plate. With your number plate, they can see everything else. So what will be done? They'll send you the charges of the toll road depending on how far you have traveled on the toll road. So that's how they are doing things here. It's so different with back at home. Yes. Something else that I'll talk about. I'll talk about the stopovers. Here, like the buses, they don't just stop anywhere or anyhow. Like back at home. As long as they are dropping somebody, oya madam, ingia, oya tao ngapi unaingia. So like that back at home. Ilikuwa so hivyo, like ukitaka kubeba unabebwa kila mahali, lakini ukitaka kushukisha walikuwa na wanakataa kuweka mahali penye wanataka kushukia. So but here they have stopovers. So maybe if you are like the buses, they are designated areas and you are supposed to hakuna makanga, there is no conductors, they are not out here. So what you do, there are some buttons, you pull them or you press them, and then the driver will get you to the next stopover, and then you'll pull off. And that's how it happens here. Something else I've realized, back at home kuna hawkers kila mahali kwa barabara. Okay, I'm not like dissing my home, or I'm not dissing Kenya or saying anything. I'm just pointing out the differences between Kenya and the US. So I see back at home, ukienda kama ni kwa barabara, like unapata like for example at a CBD in town, like Nairobi town. When you go to CBD in Nairobi, you'll find out that hawkers are everywhere. They are selling things, people are there selling shoes, others selling denim jackets, others selling trousers and other things, like others selling biscuits, somebody else is selling water. So something else, like in Africa or back home, when it rains, that calls for a hike in prices of the fare and everything else. But here, if the prices is a day is $5, it's $5, and if it changes to each and every person. So everybody is given a fair treat. Yeah, so that is it about the buses here and about the transportation here. Okay, also something else I also came to realize, here we keep right. Back at home, you are keeping left. That is in Kenya, you are keeping left. So the driver's seat is on the left side, we are keeping right. And in Kenya, the driver's seat is on the right side and we are keeping left. So those are some of the changes here. And again, something here that is so amazing is that people are following the traffic rules. Like, we, I'm in this country, I'm like, we, this if ingekuwa tu back at home, hey, manzi tungekuwa tumesimama hapa. Like, you are just alone on the road, and the traffic signals red, and you just stop. You are just alone, but you just stop. You wait until it shows you green for you to go. I'm like, oh, they are yielding, even no any other car, but you know, wanaweka hiyo respect, like they are respecting the traffic rules. So I was just imagining if it was back at home, and we are on the way and there is no any other car and the traffic lights is turning red. Hey, manze, even if it is CBD, I used to see they never cared about that. They could just, you know, just go. They could overlap anywhere, you know. So these are very different players and doing different things differently. Here, by the way, the roads are well maintained, well marked, and they have all the, you know, like they have all the labels. As you enter into this road, you know, they have already named it. They have told you this is west, this is east, this is south, you know, all the other things. Like, it's hard for you to get lost, because if you get lost, you just find another exit to come back. So it's easier here. And again, something else about the traffic. The traffic police and the officers, manze, since I came to this place, I've never seen a roadblock. I've traveled to 4 cities, but I've never seen a roadblock. I'm like, hey, if it was in Kenya, I could have met a lot of roadblocks. Like, it's so different here. And there are no like police everywhere, but whenever there is an emergency, 10 minutes police are there, you know. Maybe there's maybe a small crash, or maybe somebody is having a difficulty or something, or you reach out to the police, they come within 10 minutes. They are there within 10 minutes. If maybe there is fire or something, the emergency team is there, the fire people are there, the ambulance is there, you know, the police are there, you know. They're so swift and so organized. So I like that thing one about them. Something else, you know, on the road, whenever there is fire emergencies, there is water areas where you can, you know, you can pump the waters from those segments that they have secured. So each in every near every building, there are some places where they can get water. So if in case there is emergency, the fire people will come and they'll just connect and you know, put off the fire. So this place is so like so organized. Something else I also realized about this place is that when you go to the roads, like, they are so clean, like no dumping everywhere, no throwing trashes everywhere. This place is so organized. There are some trash cans outside there, placed in their different positions. The parking lots are well marked, and there are very many, like, these people have really invested on parkings. Like, you go into a mall, everybody has their place to park. Like, no one will lack a place to park, no matter how many people you are, you know, and they are so organized. So that's something else I also realized, not only on malls or anything, even on other businesses areas, you know, they have a priority for parking and doing some good landscaping and some good trees and here and there, you know. They have really managed this place better. Yeah, so these are some of the differences that I saw that are different from our place. Also, something else, when I was back at home, especially in Kenya, nilikuwa naona kila mahali, you know, watu wanachora kwa barabara, wanaandika vitu kwa barabara, you know, some others wanakuja wana spray, wanaandika flossing mawano and some other things like that. Here, no, I have not seen such a thing. I've not seen posters on the road. I've not seen drawings on the road. I've not seen those kind of things on the road. Something else that I'll talk about, like, here, I've never, like, I told you, I've traveled to those 4 cities, but I've never seen a hawk. I've never seen somebody hawking or selling things on the maybe on the sideways or anything, or even in the street. Nimeingia kwa street, I'm like, is this a city? Is this a town? Like, wako wapi wasi? Kwani hawauzi? Kwani kwa watu wapendi pesa? I'm like, hey, hakuna mtu ananiuzia hata njugu or something, you know. Manze, it's so clean, so calm. Like, I went to San Francisco and I was like, wait, this is a city. Like, manze, kumenyamaza, kumetulia. The same thing, I went to Dallas, like, kumetulia too. Like, I went to Austin, Corpus Christi. Even at night, hata manze unaenjoy kutembea. Like, those places are so cool, so secure, you know. Police cars ziko tu, unapata tu sometimes police wanatembea tu, you know. They're just patrolling, but hawana ubaya na mtu as long as you're doing nothing that is against the law. So that is basically what is different in Kenya or Africa and here in US. Still on culture shock, I want to talk about mailing and the mailing address and codes and everything. Wow, these are some of the things that I never thought they are working or they are being used, like, in this lineage and this, like, in this century, like, you know, because nilikuja huko and then I was like, like, tulikuwa tunazitaka Kenya PO box, like, lazima kuwe na yako. So you have to use the code of the city you are in. You have to have your maybe your apartment number and everything. So that and also the address according to the street you are in. So here it's very important, like bila address itakuwa ngumu, like huwezi pata kazi, huwezi register hata DL, huwezi, like you need to have the addresses so that you can register at work, you can register your DL, that is a driving license, you can pay the water bills and other bills, you can receive mails, you can receive gifts from friends who are sending through the mail, and also even the bank needs your address for them to know you are living in this place, so they have to verify, they have to have all that information. Back in Kenya, back in Africa, most of these places we never used these addresses and the mailings, mostly we used to use them tukiandika CVs, the CVs and the letters as we asking for employment, but just for the purpose of formality, for the sake of formality, you write the address of the company and your address, even if you don't have that address or even don't use it, you can use even a school address. It wasn't that formal in Kenya, we used to say hizi ni mambo zamani, but or maybe we use them during the success cards, like a friend is sending you a success card from maybe another place, maybe in school, in your high school, in primary school, maybe after completing your studies, you need the success cards, or maybe Valentine gifts, those are the only, maybe the other times you can use the addresses, like you didn't recognize that much usage of addresses. Or maybe friends are sending you letters, those maybe in high school, in those times that you used to write those kind of letters, friendly letters, so in US, mailing is so important, and so it's like having your phone number. It's like having your phone number, like you need it. It's a must. You have to have one address. So that's the difference. That's the shock I found. I was like, I thought in the first world, why are we using these mails? But it's very important because it shows, it's like having all your information, but they keep it safe here. You're safe. So yeah, so that's it about the mailing. And I came to realize here in US, 93% of people living here own their own cars, so they commute, like they have their own personal means of transportation. So basically around 7% are the ones that use public means, that is the buses, the Ubers and the Lyfts and the taxis. In just to know about this place, it's so different with a home. Like here, having a car is more beneficial, and it's easier to commute to places of work, maybe visiting your friends, or going for trips and anything else. It's easier that way than using public transportation like the Ubers and the Lyfts, because they are a bit expensive. Yani inataka do, it's expensive. So kukuwa na gari yako, it's much easier here. So those are the wonders of America, and that is the first part 1 of Culture Shock. Look out for part 2. It's your boy Kaka Junito. Subscribe, hit that notification button, and keep watching those videos. More is coming. So I'm coming out with the next part 2 of the shock culture. Keep it locked. Kaka Junito. Bye.